Welcome to Radio.com Live. I'm Katie Neal. So excited to be sitting down with Grammy Award-winning artist Maren Morris. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How are you? How's the family?
We're good. Yeah, I'm in my basement right now, filming while the baby's upstairs. He is being watched by somebody, but no, we're good. We're just enjoying this time at home, and we'll probably never have another year like this. So we're taking it as a positive.
Absolutely. I'm sure it's great. It's kind of like a little maternity leave for you that you probably wouldn't have had with this year, because I know that your touring schedule was going to be crazy and you guys were like prepared to take the baby on the bus and everything. So that's got to be it's got to be nice to have that, and especially to be able to have that time with Ryan, who's also a touring artist and was gone a lot too.
Yeah, and I was kind of building out my bus to have a crib and all the baby stuff on it, and Ryan was going to be opening for me on the road for like a handful of shows, and then he was going to be touring elsewhere on the other dates, and I think he's probably more fortunate than me, because those were going to be really tough days for him to be away from his baby. So now it's like we have all this time back, and it's kind of nice for the first year of Hayes' life to have so much focus and time at home with him.
Absolutely. And I know that you guys have been busy, raising a newborn this year, but there's also just been a lot of like downtime at home. So what have you guys been doing to stay busy, occupied? Are you watching anything good?
Yeah, I've watched the entire series of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I Ryan's been cooking a lot. We've also just been doing absolutely nothing, which has been nice. And then I'm writing a little bit, slowly getting back into the writing thing. So, yeah. And then we've been to Michigan to see Ryan's family a couple times this summer, because there's like nowhere else to go. So it's been good. It's been like a lot of good time to kind of find ourselves outside of music and see what else we can do with our time. So that's been a fun challenge.
Truly. I think that you and I are about the same age, and I don't have kids yet, but most of my friends do. And I'm always just interested to ask them, like, what's the new like nursery toy or baby thing that you have found? You're like, how did people parent before this existed?
There are like so many things that have been helpful. Like we had the snoo bassinet, which was really helpful at the beginning of Hayes kind of getting into sleep training. It's like a bassinet that rocks your baby to sleep, and it has like built-in shush noise, and it's almost like having a night nurse, but it's in a bassinet form.
Have you guys used the magnetic onesies? Somebody showed me that the other day and my mind was completely blown. I was like, why did we ever have snaps?
I know, yeah, especially when he was a newborn, because like I feel like you have to change them so much more often. But yeah, the magnetic onesie is super cool. Trying to think of like gadget things that have helped us. I mean, there's this brand called Little Spoon, and it's like this baby food delivery service, and you just put your kid's birthday into their website, and it tells you like when they're ready to start eating baby food, tells you like what is good for them at that developmental age, and then they send you almost like Blue Apron or HelloFresh, like those meal delivery services. They send you every 2 weeks baby food. So it's awesome because it's like it's baby food, but it's like fresh, and you don't have to like buy it at the store. And yeah, so that's kind of
I'm sure that's great too, because I talked to so many friends who are like, oh, I was giving the baby strawberries or something and I didn't know I couldn't do that yet, or I didn't know what food to introduce. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it takes like the guesswork and like freaking out over your kid, having a reaction or something out of it. So that's been nice.
Totally. So not only have you celebrated being a mom this year, but you also celebrated another #1 song off of your sophomore album, Girl, with the Bones. And when you think about the life of this song from the time that you wrote it to watching it climb the charts, what was it about this song that was so special to you?
I think, just from the friends that I would play the demo for after I wrote it to now, I think it's just such a really quick, like guttural reaction to a song. Like it's kind of been a family favorite since I played it for like my mom and dad and my brother-in-law. Like that was the Bones was always their favorite of the batch of songs I would let them listen to before that record came out. And I think it just has resonated, especially this year, because it's amounted to more than being a relationship or a love song. It's kind of amounted to being this really medicinal cry for hope in a time where it's very unsteady and unpredictable time that we're in right now. So I feel like, the whole message, if the bones are good, the rest doesn't matter, has applied to this year of 2020 being a complete mess. So that's been cool to like have a song that transcends the moment I wrote it in and has lasted and will hopefully become timeless, because I think that message is timeless.
Absolutely. And I wanted to talk to you about your new single, To Hell and Back, because as someone who works in music, it's pretty rare anymore that I feel like I hear a storyline to a song that I haven't heard in some way, shape, or form before. But what I think is so cool about To Hell and Back is that it's the story about, a new love supporting you and giving you space as you heal from an old love. Was there any other kind of like musical inspiration for that song, or was it purely just your personal experience?
Well, it definitely came from a personal experience. I think on the musical production side, I just wanted it to feel really country, because the lyrics are very rootsy and emotional, and I didn't want to take away from the meaning behind them with a big, heavy production. So it's just a really kind of like beautiful, melancholy kind of song, and yeah, I like love songs that feel real and they're not like pining after a boy or like wanting them to notice you or think you're cute at the party and they pick you. Like I wanted it to be a meatier love song than what I'm used to hearing. So I tried to like, just go by the book of my relationship, which was I wrote about Ryan, who at the time, like, we were just barely dating, and he was really giving me that emotional space to get over my last relationship and not like rush into something. And yeah, just loving a person because of their flaws and not like overlooking them, like celebrating their flaws instead of overlooking them.
I think that that is like something that really builds like a beautiful foundation for a relationship. And it's so great that you guys have that. We love hearing that song on our radio.com stations.
Thank you for playing it.
Of course. And, with the RSVP tour being postponed right now, I know that fans are missing you and seeing you on stage. And I'm sure that you're missing them so much. And, when things are finally safe and we can get back out and go to shows, is there one song that sticks out in your head that you're like, I cannot wait to get on stage and just sing the hell out of that song?
I mean, definitely RSVP, just because that's always a fun one live. And then I think, because the Bones hit number one and kind of became big like during the pandemic, I haven't gotten to receive that like big loud crowd sing it back to me moment with the Bones, and it's ironic because it's like one of the biggest singles I've had, so I'm looking forward to the time when we can go out again safely and I can hear the crowd like sing those words back to me, because I haven't gotten to really experience that with that song yet. So I'm pumped to get that response when we can go back out.
Do you feel like the first show back will be like a heightened emotion just like from missing that experience?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna cry a lot. Just
I feel like even being at a show, I will cry.
yeah, I mean, I hope we all do. I think we should be like thankful and kissing the ground that live music walks on, because we never realized how precious it really was when we had it. And I think when we come back, fans and artists and bands and crew people, everyone, people that work at the venue, everyone's going to be just so gracious and grateful that they can do this for a living. And I think that the kind of spiritual element of standing in a room full of strangers, connecting to the same thing for an hour or two, that is like sorely missed this year. And I know we'll appreciate it when we come back, but it sucks because it's like what we need right now so much is like the unity of music and what live shows bring, and we can't. So I think, yeah, next year, hopefully, when we come back, yeah, it's going to be emotional, but it's going to be fun and cathartic, and we're going to like, it's going to be like a giant therapy session, and we're going to feel lighter when we leave the venue and be talking about it and like ready to go to the next one. I mean, I know I am ready for it.
I'm right there with you. We cannot wait to be back at a Maren Morris show when things are safe, hopefully very, very soon.